Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel where today we are checking out iRacing's brand new adaptive AI update here with the NASCAR Cup Series car, and we're going to be trying it at a few different types of racetracks, a mile and a half, a super speedway, a road course as well, to see how it differs. And you're going to see how this acts immediately here over this 25 lap race taking place at Homestead, Miami. Adaptive AI, well, what is that? It's quite simple. The AI adapts to your pace. So if you are running faster, the AI, you're going to see them get faster. And you can see, I mean, right off the bat, they are running slow. They're all over top of each other, crowding each other 3-4 wide. It looks cool, but it certainly wasn't necessarily racing cool from my standpoint here. Of course, you're going to notice, and as I learned as this race went on and as I was doing other races, so just as your pace, as the AI kind of understand it, they're going to improve their pace as the race goes on, and they pick it up pretty quickly, so you will notice the difference in pace pick up. And I'm running on the hardest difficulty. There's 3 different levels of adaptive AIs. You can actually see me make a mistake here and somewhat lose the car, save it, but we would regroup, regather the car, get back on these guys immediately within another corner and get back after it. But yeah, it's a really interesting system, and I was really curious to see if it would change the AI for the better on ovals. And long story short, I don't think it's made any improvement personally. And many people always ask, where did my iRacing career mode go? I've addressed it before, and I'll address it right here again. They ruined the oval AI, long time ago. iRacing did, and they never fixed it, and it's just not great. There's no life in the AI. You can see the way they're racing. I mean, the cars, the way they're moving around, it's just not natural. They don't really battle with you. You can't really have a battle with an AI on an oval. They'll put them in an awkward line, and they refuse to try and battle. They just hit the brake pedal, and they won't fight you. But you can see me jumping up to the outside now, getting the wall to work, but look at the pace difference right now. We're on lap 5, and they're still kind of figuring out my pace, so I am able to just blow by everybody right now. I'm already into the top 25 and now going into the top 20 at this point, up to P18 on lap 6. I was planning to throw a caution late in this race to spice it up to see what would happen once the AI kind of got used to my pace, but still, I mean, look at the pace difference. And like I said, this is on the hardest difficulty of the 3 levels. There's like basically easy and then medium and then hard, and we're on the hard option to just get the most competition that we can, but I really wasn't seeing any of it yet. I'm just breezing past everybody on lap 7 at this point now, and like I said, the battles, they weren't battling me, because I would get to the outside, and on the entrance to the corners, they were slowing down a bit early, and then if they run the bottom and I'm up on the outside, even if I give them 3 car widths to work with, you can see Logano in the mirror. Like, he just kind of, it's like he hits the brake pedal, he just goes backwards. So it was a continuous trend that I noticed this entire race that I did. So my very first impression from my first race that I did with this brand new AI was not good. It basically was, okay, it's no different in terms of racing quality from the normal AI, which I wasn't really surprised by. I kind of expected that. As you see the 24, I mean, stomp on the brake pedal behind us. But as well, the only really difference I'm noticing is quite simple. The AI are just going to be way slower at the start of a race as they try to match your pace and adapt to you, and as you of course start carving your way through the field, they do start getting faster. I did find overtakes become quite a bit more difficult as the race went on, and when I say difficult, more or less running them down was the difficult part. It was getting harder to run them down, but as well because it was more spread out, so they were getting further out in front of me. So the actual passing when I get to the guy was not hard at all. No matter where I put the car, they just kind of back out of every battle that you could possibly throw at them, as I eventually run down the 19 of Briscoe, and we're up in 5th at this point, and still we are just reeling these guys in, and I just feel like I shouldn't be able to just so easily run down the top 4 or 5 cars as we would pass Briscoe for P4, and then I would throw a caution to see what would happen. Now, I wasn't running down anyone in front of me, so Bowman, Bubba Wallace, and Ryan Blaney, they were actually all pulling away from me, but I was driving away from everyone behind me. So I threw a caution, and I wanted a late race restart and I actually make a mistake, and I did this under caution. I decided to drift around some corners and I completely burned the rear tires off the car, not thinking about it, and I'm going to pay the price right here on this restart with 5 laps to go. Alex Bowman's P1, the control car. Watch this. Watch this. We go green. He doesn't go. I mean, he doesn't even consider going, so he goes all the way backwards, and all of a sudden, we're up to P2, and that's another thing. I mean, the AI is just so dank. When it comes to oval racing, it's just not fun to do. As you can see, the 11 blows by me, and you can see I'm struggling on my rear tires, and yeah, sure enough, I had nothing left after drifting around corners under caution, which was, of course, 100% my fault. But Alex Bowman, who was running away from me at the time of the caution, I burned my tires off under caution, and he's, as you can see in the mirror, he gets to my inside and he's hitting the brake pedal. He would actually get passed by Ryan Blaney as we came to the final couple of laps, but Blaney is going to find the same fate that Alex Bowman found, that if he's on my inside or just beside me, he just can't fight and he goes backwards. And again, we would clear him on the exit at turn 2. Final lap, however, Blaney finally gets clear. If they can get clear by about the middle of the corner, they can stay ahead of you, and I actually hit the wall there, making it even easier for the 48. So we will drop to about P5 as I slammed the wall on the exit of 4, but to the line, I just was not impressed at all with the experience in the first race. So I wanted to jump to a road course, and we're going to go to Watkins Glen here for just an 8-lap race, and road course racing has always been the highlight of iRacing AI. Even when they broke the oval AI, this still remained awesome, and I was hoping that with the adaptive AI it was still going to be great, and I can confirm it was pretty good still. As we're going to have a bit of an issue right here though. Watch this. They nearly crashed in front of me, and I hit the back of SVG, and it destroys the front bumper of the car, specifically the left front, but the entire front bumper was crumpled in, and I could immediately feel the damage. The steering was a bit off, and just overall the car is a little bit broken. It's not fully broken. You see me kind of jerking the wheel back and forth, just trying to get a feel for it now, because you have to adjust immediately when the car's handling brakes. As you can see, slamming actually into the back of the 38 of Zane Smith. But the car, keep in mind, like I said, the car is broken. Not fully, but it's broken. So keep that in mind. We should not really be able to go forward, but because of the adaptive AI, this is where maybe a problem comes into play. On the hardest difficulty of adaptive AI, I now have a fairly broken car, and the steering is a bit off, but yet, as you can see, because of the adaptive AI, not a fixed AI level, I am now able to still carve my way through this grid. So it almost, takes away the, repercussions of abusing your equipment, because the adaptive AI will slow down for you. They'll back up to you, and I can do this. I can start carving my way forward still. So we were quickly moving in towards a top 30 running position here, passing the 7 of Justin Haley. But what I did notice again is, as the race went on, the AI, they were getting faster alongside my pace. The leader specifically, which is Austin Cindric, was gaining after my pace got to about its peak. The leader was gaining about 0.3 extra per lap to kind of match what I was doing, it seemed like. So every time I would come around, it was like the leader ran 0.3 quicker than his last lap. So it was interesting to see that. But I mean, look at this. I'm just flying past these guys. So once things started to improve in terms of the AI getting a better pace, which was right around lap 3, the battles became awesome. I mean, the road course racing, like I said, is always a blast. They race you hard. They force you into positions you don't always want to be in. They run each other hard, and the battling, you can battle. That's the thing. You can actually have some side-by-side battles, bumper-to-bumper battles. You can't have that on the ovals with the AI in this game. And you can see here, now up to 23rd. Now, without adaptive AI, I would have never driven up this far because of the damage, and personally, I like it that way. I don't want to be able to drive up this far with damage. But that's the situation we find ourselves in, is we can kind of, get away with damaging the car significantly. It's not just minor damage, it's significant damage, as we are now working on passing the 71 of Michael McDowell. And you can see now that sure enough, the AI, they've become tough now, and we've kind of got stabilized here in 23rd, but really getting aggressive, getting to the right side of McDowell, nearly clear. No, he fights back through the carousel, and here we go with these side-by-side battles. I shoved him wide, so he backs out of it now. Here we go to the right side of the 5 of Kyle Larson. We'll be able to pass him down the straightaway as well. Thank you very much. And we continue to carve our way forward to the back now of the 17 of Chris Buescher with just 3 laps to go at this point, absolutely chucking it down into the bus stop, trying to clear him, and I was just really trying to see how much I could get away with at this point now in these last few laps. But right here in the final couple of laps, I felt like I hit my maximum of what I could do, and I noticed that I really wasn't running down the cars in front anymore, and the 17 of Buescher and others were now actually reeling me back in pretty quickly, and then I make a mistake coming to the final lap. Now we are under some serious pressure here as we head down into turn number 1. Here comes that 17, actually going to go around my outside, and look at this, he just breezes past me, so I was quite caught off guard by that, but he has the poor exit, so we do fight back alongside into the start of the S's, but I had absolutely nothing right there. So Buescher is going to be able to run away and open up a gap right there, but hold on, we fight back actually up the S's, but it wasn't quite enough, so he would really pull away as I was struggling, slipping and sliding here on this final lap, pushing really hard to try and maintain, but just didn't have anything left. And as we went down towards the final few corners now at this point, here comes a 5 of Larson, but couldn't quite get to us. So we end up P20, and overall fairly satisfied with the racing experience once the AI kind of get to your similar speed. So final test right here. We're at Talladega. I wanted to try out some super speedway racing and see what the experience would be like for us now. And immediately I just go around the outside of SVG, and I'm really curious to see how this is going to go overall, because I feel like this was a good kind of test. Are the AI in a big pack going to be slower than me when I pull out a line? The answer was kind of yes to begin with. I am passing a quarter of this field almost, all on my own, and then eventually Denny Hamlin actually jumps up to the outside, so it makes it even easier. But I was passing 3-4 rows of cars right there, all on my own, as the AI were just kind of, I guess, adapting. So they would eventually get back up to speed, and it was the typical super speedway iRacing AI race, which is, it doesn't really make any sense. It's full-blown chaos, and the super speedway racing is just not good in iRacing AI. And I encourage you guys in the comments, and if you're watching, to hold your concern for NASCAR 25 AI, because the difference with NASCAR 25 is they will have Monster Games helping with the AI development. It's not just going to be an iRacing thing. So Monster Games has a great track record, in my opinion, of making AI. So I'm still hopeful. But look at this 4-wide move to the outside with 2 to go, carving my way forward here. And we got 2 by 2 in front of us now, and we're going to try and just stick with this outside lane and go forward in the last 2 laps. But we have carved our way from dead last to an opportunity to maybe win in just a 5-lap race at Talladega now as we come to the white flag. So white flag in the air, 1 lap to go, as I'm going to let this last lap kind of play out and just kind of say, my final thoughts is, not much of a change from if you're running a fixed AI level in terms of the racing quality. It's just not impressive on ovals. Road courses, the racing's fantastic. But when it comes to the adaptive AI, you'll notice that they are going to be slower to start, and they're going to kind of find pace as the race goes on, and it'll be more difficult for you. But I still think even on the hardest difficulty, I can drive through the grid way too easily. I carved my way up to the top 5, no problem in Miami. We've done it right here in Talladega. We drove way up the field with a destroyed car at Watkins Glen, so I would think the adaptive AI is just a little bit too lenient as we come through to the finish in Talladega, and we're going to cross the line, and we're going to, of course, cause the big one here as we finish the race in P7. So It's interesting, but just overall, I don't see myself coming back to ever probably play with adaptive AI, specifically on ovals, but even road courses. If you can find the AI level that you need, then I really don't think adaptive AI is necessary. I think the only difference is, the big difference is, if you don't want to play around with finding the right AI level for you, then probably adaptive AI is going to be your best option. So at least over the race, it will match your pace and hopefully make for a fairly competitive race later on. That does it for me. Let me know what you guys thought. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.